talk a bit about that. Let's see. I think we're nearly live. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to, here we are, HoDiGa's Tarot. Now today it should be HoGaMi, but I'm looking in the comments. Oh look, there's quite a few of you here, and some of you in the comments say that Milou is currently live on his show right now, and I've just sent him a WhatsApp, and I think he's kind of forgotten. Typical. So as you can see, here I am with Lady G. I'm sure Milou is going to join us at some point when he finally remembers. Yeah, when he finally remembers, and you will see there is this dramatic haircut. So first of all, let's talk about your new hair before we get into the show.
Much shorter now. Yeah, I got tired of it, and summer is coming, so I chopped it off.
Wow, and how do you feel? Do you feel loose and free and, all of this stuff?
Absolutely. It's so easy to take care of like this. Once a month you get the clippers and you go, and you're done and you're ready to go. And it's so easy.
You see, this is what I love about Ganga. Ganga Lady G is so bold. Yeah, she's so bold. She's like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to shave my hair, go really short and stuff like that, and it's just your image and everything it's a constant evolution. It's almost like you're Madonna before Madonna.
Well, you got to keep up and do things differently and move the energy and keep things going forward.
Oh, absolutely. So today's show, folks, this is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be much more freestyle. As you can imagine, I've been in Lisbon, for the last few days, and it has been fabulous. So I have just uploaded for my Chalice of Light membership. I've done the extended highlights, but for my membership in general, I'm going to do a highlights video as well, and I might just share the odd little thing here and there. I'm going to Sicily tomorrow, so my cab comes to me at 3 a.m. It is now, it's now 12:03 Portugal time. So after I'm doing the show, I've already packed. I'm just going to move a few things around here and there, and then literally I'm going to lay down maybe for 45 minutes to an hour, and then it's going to be time for me to go. So the next video, or shall we say the next show, I'm going to be in Sicily, but it depends if I do a midweek thing, and I'm going to be staying with a client of mine called Sally. So Edie and I have been together, my friend Edie, we're going our separate ways. She's going back to the States, etc. And I just want to show you can you see here the outside? Can you see the courtyard? What I'm going to do is,
I am so jealous. I have not been to Portugal. Spain I have been to, but Portugal I've never been.
Oh, it's great. 1 minute. Let me just, I'm just extending the cable. 1 minute. I've extended the cable. So can you see that?
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, so now, this is from the hotel here.
That looks lovely.
Le Consolate, that's what it's called. And let me tell you something about the Portuguese. And before I continue, so guys, I've not had a great chance to have a look, obviously, at the news. I've been relaxing. So please give us questions. I asked for some questions earlier. I got a few thumbs up, whatever. So for anyone who's in the chat, if there's any questions you want to know about, let us know and we will answer them live, because of course I've been traveling, doing this, that and the other. There really hasn't been time, and sometimes you just need to relax a little bit. So there you are, folks. That's a little bit of Portugal, bit of Lisbon, and that is from the Consulate Hotel.
When I lived in Hawaii, I used to have, I think it was Portuguese donuts that they would make there, and they were so fabulous. Oh, thank you so much. Somebody said I inspired them. They're going to get their haircuts. So
oh, wow.
All these haircuts.
No, it's wonderful. I think it really suits you, and it's very bold and very
it's spiky and fun, and
Oh, indeed. Look, someone here is saying, like, are you going to visit Sophia from the Golden Girls? Electra Storm has said that. I mean, I don't think she's alive anymore, but do you know what? I think the Golden Girls, in terms of as a comedy, that is comedy comfort food, don't you reckon? If you're ever feeling down,
Oh, you're
do you know
fabulous.
what? Exactly. If there was a big meteor coming or anything like that, I would be like, you know what? Sit here, watch the Golden Girls with a nice kind of cup of tea or something like that, and then it can just all end like that. Anyway, bleak thoughts. So, folks, bear in mind, so I've been traveling, planning. Edie and I have just been obviously enjoying Portugal and stuff like that. So, really not had that much time to look at the news. In the comments right now, please write to us who you would like us to talk about, who you want us to draw cards on. While you're getting those questions together, Ganga, Lady G, are you able to see the chat as well?
Yes.
Perfect. So if anything crops up, let me know, and I'll just discuss again a bit more of the astrological weather, because today, folks, is the day of the partial solar eclipse. And this can bring up a few surprises for people, particularly for those that are Aries ascendant. My friend Edie's Aries ascendant, and there's been some surprises for her. I won't go into details, that's her private thing. Because this is the axis now of the eclipses. They are going to be happening in sidereal Aries and sidereal Libra. So what it means, we're going to have things coming out of the dark. We're going to be having resets. We're going to be having sometimes surprises. But also as well, change and transformation in this axis of Aries and Libra. Aries is all about initiation, doing new things, pioneering. But it's also about weapons, war, but it's also about innovation, breakthroughs. Everyone who's seen my eclipse video, it's happening in the nakshatra called Bharani. And the symbol for Bharani is, or the god is Yama, but the symbol is the yoni, the female reproductive system. Look who's...
Somebody else? Oh, there he is.
Sorry about that.
Oh, look who's this, look what the cat dragged in.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Milou.
Sorry about that.
I was looking at the chat and someone was like, Milou's talking right now, but he's really into it. I don't think he remembers that he's on.
Oh, no, I knew I was coming.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So Milou, just to bring you up to scratch, so I was just sharing a little bit about Lisbon.
Yeah.
Or, and I was just showing people some pictures and stuff. And we were going into the astrological weather. If talking about the solar eclipses today in Aries and Libra. So Aries
today.
It's today. And Libra is all about what? Relationships, marriage, business, all of that stuff. So the lunar eclipse is going to be happening in sidereal Libra in a couple of weeks from now. That is probably going to be even more powerful than the solar eclipse, because this is a total lunar eclipse.
And so that's coming when? When is that coming again?
It's going to be on the 15th of May, happening between the 15th to the 16th of May. So we should get a kind of almost like a blood moon. It should kind of look like that. So Libra is all about what? Relationships, partnerships, contracts, treaties. So could there be potentially a peace deal coming up at some point? I think May the 19th is very, very important for Putin.
For Ukraine?
Yeah, because it's the day of the big parade. So he's going to be having the lunar eclipse happening on the 15th, and he's a Libra ascendant.
Really?
Yep. So it means the lunar eclipse is falling straight into his first house, which is him. Body. Yeah.
Wait a minute. That's not a good thing.
I know things could be coming out of the dark, so we'll have to see. There could be some very interesting things potentially happening with Putin at that time, but for all Libra ascendants. And for those that have seen my video, going back to the eclipse today, it's happening in Aries. So for Liz Cheney, this is happening in her first house. And it's with the nodes, she's having a nodal return as well. So Liz Cheney is going to be having a very dynamic, changing things going on in her life. She's having a reaffirmation of her life purpose. Could she run for president? I'm not saying that she's going to win, but it wouldn't surprise me if she went for some high office. And she's going to be ringleader when it comes to all things Jan 6th and stuff like that. So what I wanted to ask you, the both of you, this is much more free-flowing. Normally I have questions ready in advance, but of course I've been on holiday, haven't I?
I know what you mean.
I've been,
that's a good thing.
Sitting in the sun. So between the comments, Lady G and Milou, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, we can just pull cards on that. So let's have a little rummage and see here. So will COVID cases increase in the UK? That might be worth looking at. That's coming in from Blue Moon Rising. Let's start there. Let's start there because that's very relevant. And I've actually got quite a few things to say about COVID, hopefully without being too controversial. But Blue Moon Rising is asking, will COVID cases increase in the USA? So you're the intuitive as well. Milou, what are your thoughts on that while we shuffle our cards?
I feel like saying it's already, according to what I hear, it's already increasing, but I don't feel it's going to be as bad as in the past. And, I said that a long time ago, that we were going to be able to control this disease. My time was off a bit, but I said, there is going to be a point where, let's say, for example, right now, I know it's going to spread. B2, I believe they call it, and there is another variant. I don't feel it's going to be as bad as the first time. But yes, the non-vaccinated people, I am not bashing anyone, please. But according to what I hear, and that's what I feel as well, the non-vaccinated people are going to come down with it. Yes, we're going to have people ending up in the hospital, but I don't feel it's going to be as bad as the first time or last year. You know what I mean? Having to shut down the economy and all of that. I don't feel it's going to be that bad. But yes, it's increasing already according to what I hear. But for some reason, when I heard it, I wasn't freaking out. And it's not because I'm used to it. You know what I mean? If it was going to be bad, the minute I heard it, I would be freaking out like, oh my God, oh Jesus, where is this going? But and also, I did predict we were going to have medication. We have a lot of, at least good enough medicines so that people don't die like they were dying before. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel. Did I make that clear? I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
No, I've got some opinions on this, and I've been holding my tongue for a very long time.
Yeah.
I've been holding my tongue for a very long time because there's lots of stuff emerging. Because as you know, look, this is Hogarth's Global Astrology. Yeah, that's what I call my channel. So I look at everything and everywhere. And something that I can say to you, which again is not on mainstream news. So if we think of Uganda, Uganda.
The country Uganda? What's going on there?
They've only got 4 cases now of COVID in the whole country. 4.
4? How's that happen? How'd that happen?
What happened is, remember there was about the vaccine rollout and all of that kind of stuff? And, it was all about, let's help the developing world. And obviously, everyone forgot about the developing world. Uganda is only 17% vaccinated, only 17%.
Right.
What's happened is the last Omicron variant that's come through has ripped through and given everyone antibodies. Now,
really?
Yeah. Now some people might find this very controversial. So what I want to say is this: we need to understand that we are in a time where multiple timelines and realities are existing at once.
Right.
You need to understand this, at once. There is yet to be a universal consensus on, the C word overall. However, there are things happening all over the world where, like, for example, Europe dropping a lot of its mandates, dropping a lot of its mandates.
Well, here too.
The UK, we gave up the UK gave up the whole charade, after Partygate and all that kind of stuff. The government couldn't continue, as it was, because it was very obvious. Well, if you were partying all the time, you obviously weren't fearing of dropping dead in your bed, Africa was a bit worried, but of course everyone just leaves Africa to do whatever it has to do. In Uganda, they're only 17% vaccinated, but now they've all got antibodies, and there's only 4 cases in the whole country.
I'm surprised.
But this is not going to be on your mainstream news, but this is what, now people may find that controversial.
No.
We need to start accepting these new realities that are here. And this is what these eclipses are about. The next 18 months is all going to be about revelations, karmas. It's going to be about, Bharani has a lot to do with punishment, actually, but this could be literally punishment in the sense of some people getting their just desserts.
Right.
So I just want to say that because I've held my tongue now for a very, very long time, and I've got evidence in my own life about the realities of how this thing is working. And the fact that we are not talking about antibodies now 2 years into this thing, for me, is an absolute scandal. It really needs to be talked about now because the evidence is massive.
They are talking about antibodies in the States. And I have to, admit, they talk about that. That is a big deal. But with Africa, the minute you said they only have 4 cases
in Uganda.
Oh, it's only on Uganda. But something? Those places, they have some exotic viruses. You don't know something that's close to. There might have been something that's close to COVID that went through and gave them at least more or less immune to this thing. They have antibodies that are able to combat this thing. So,
I mean, one of the things is really simple, is that they're a very young population. Remember, the mean age of Africa is very young. They have lots of sunshine, vitamin D, but also as well, it's not just that. The international community was so late, it didn't even matter in the end. By the time that the people that they're saying they want to spend 4 point whatever billion on Africa, and some people saying, well, maybe you should help with measles and other kind of stuff. But the point is, it's ripped through. Remember, the Omicron was so contagious. It's gone through the whole country. So these things. But Lady G, what do you have in regards to COVID in America?
Well, mine in the center of it, we have the rough times, the above it was kind of slice and dice, and the foundation were the deaths that we had with it. But going into it, we have some new information coming forward about, the losses that we've sustained and the tower moments, but we do have some new things coming in that are going to be better. But I agree with Milo. We are going to have another upsurge, but it's not going to be as bad as what we had before.
Yeah, which would make sense.
I'm surprised about Africa. Thanks for saying me this.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm not Africa, but please tell me again.
Uganda. You can
Idi Amin, right?
Things to the rest of Africa. And I just want everyone to understand vaccines do work, by the way. I'm not anti-vax or anything like that. Don't start leaving me trash comments. And
I know. Well, I'm not, you're going to get some too.
Exactly.
I had my vaccine and I still wear my mask when I'm out.
Me too.
In a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have to use our common sense. Vaccines have been some of the most incredible things that have ever been invented for mankind. If we think, for example, smallpox, polio, those two alone. But as you understand, particularly here as YouTubers and stuff like that, we do also have a responsibility as well to try and broaden out that debate and not just
Absolutely.
repeat what it is that we see on the news, because then what's the point? You may as well just what's the point of YouTube?
Yep.
So it's to also as well feed in and just let people know there are different realities going on at the moment. It's not universal. It's not the same for everywhere in the world. In Canada, for example, if you're unvaccinated, you still cannot leave the country.
Really?
Or take domestic flights or trains. Yeah.
I think we still have that here too.
Well, but I know for Canada, I know for sure, but there's a confusion there, because if you are visiting Canada and you are not Canadian, they are dropping all COVID restrictions. So do you see? And I just want to raise these things. There's these strange and unusual dichotomies going on that don't quite seem to make sense. Do you know what I mean? If you're in lockdown, you're in lockdown, you know.
Right.
But if you can't take a train or plane or leave your own country, but people visiting your country have no restrictions, can you see that doesn't seem to, you know, again, calling things out too much. I don't want this video to be demonetized.
I don't think, you know, we're not advocating for people not, you know, to do the right thing. So I don't think they'll demonetize it.
Absolutely. But I just thought I wanted to sprinkle in those things so we have an idea. But going back to the States, look at this.
Tower.
I get the tower.
You get the tower too.
I get the tower. Now, as we know, obviously the tower can mean chaos and stuff like that, but it can also mean revolutions, revelations, and surprises. This could be shocking new information or the situation changing quite dramatically. Yeah. What do I have in the next position? Another major arcana. I've got the Chariot. Yeah, so we have the tower, and here's the Chariot. So of course, the Chariot is all about what? Charging forward, etc. But look, it's come forward in the obstacle position. So it's almost like, the way I interpret this from the outside looking in, this says to me there might be a section of perhaps leadership, maybe, that doesn't quite want to move on. Yeah, this is turned out in the obstacle position. Yeah, the rest of the world is galloping ahead.
Right.
Here, so there are, let's just say that without naming names, there could be interests that may be interested in things staying as they are. That's all I'm going to say. I say any more than that, I'll be demonetized. Yeah. So join the docs, folks. Yeah. Look what the card is saying. It's the obstacle position. And it's come there. Look at the next card. 8 of Swords. This is about being what? In a bind.
Oh, okay.
You know, in a bind, but it's often in a bind of one's own making.
Right.
So in the context, we could say, look, we've had the big surprise, the huge ructions that, you know, the virus has caused, as we know. But there's some people that don't quite want to let go, don't quite want things to move forward quickly as they went before. Let me just say a thank you as well to the donations. So Catherine Winston, thank you so much, very generous. And thank you, Mayan Rafini, for your donation as well. So there's that. But look, next card, someone's juggling the money. Yeah.
Oh.
Someone is juggling the money. So let's just join the dots. Big event that shook America.
Right.
But some people don't want this event to end, yeah, because it's the Chariot is in an obstacle position. People are in a bind. They're not sure what to do. Someone's weighing up the money, yeah. And then the next card I get here is, what's this? And this was actually reversed. Actually, it actually came out reversed, this one. So it was the 10 of Cups. Reversed, yeah, which is what? The smug merchant.
Yeah.
Someone worried about losing what? What does the smug merchant deal with? Trade, money, business. That's all I'm saying. The cards have said it for me. Yeah.
Right.
Any other opinions on that before we move on?
It's good.
We're good. Yeah.
All right. I'm glad I got that off my chest.
Blue Moon Rising says South Africa has 2 new variants. That's true. I heard about that earlier this afternoon. Yes.
Indeed. Because look, what's going to happen is this. Look, we're going to get these mutations and variants and stuff like that. But until it changes absolutely significantly, and what we have is so many people have been vaccinated and so many people have been exposed. So when you combine the two together, do you see things are getting quite high? So
absolutely. No, but that's what's happening in the States. Where a lot of people are vaccinated, so like, can you imagine they having the dinner this afternoon, this evening?
Mm-hmm.
That there's a major dinner they do for newspaper people, journalists. How do they call it again? Does anybody know the name? There's a big gala going on in Washington, D.C. this evening. I just forget the name. Oh my! Let me see.
Oh, what, that special dinner? What? Where it's the media together or something? I can't
Correspondence dinner. That's how they call it. Thank you, Ma.
What is that? A question, though? Do you want to ask a question about it?
No, I was saying they're having it again now. It's back. They haven't had it in 2 years.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So that means, we're getting a lot more comfortable, with the status of COVID.
There we are. We've got two questions that have come in. We've got two really good ones. One is about Putin here. And then there is I was talking about this today. There is a concern as well. This is coming from Genealogy Junkie. There is a concern over, let me just click up that question as well. There is a concern over an increase of children getting hepatitis in the US. What's causing this?
That's right.
I heard, they said no concern. There is no connection between hepatitis and the vaccine. I heard it.
Right. Okay. So of course there's that, but we are talking about this in the UK as well. So I'm going to give you the UK perspective on that. We've got 115 cases at the moment in the UK of spontaneous hepatitis B in UK children under the age of 5, and that's just
really
So
I know what I'm feeling. What are you feeling with it, Milou?
Which one?
With the hepatitis thing.
All right,
I heard it this afternoon in the news, and I kind of feel they are correct. There may not be an association.
Oh, I don't think there's an association.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it has to do something with food. There's some sort of a thing with food that's toxic to the children. That's my feeling.
We can definitely pull what they're saying in the UK. This is coming from, I think, from the Office of National Statistics. But if anyone knows, please mention in the comments, because we're doing this on the hoof and it doesn't always mean the right word comes out at that time. But it's an official body, medical body within the UK. And they're not saying it's connected with the vaccine, but what they're saying is that they're saying what the connection they're drawing. They said the lockdowns that we had were so severe that children have not had enough time to exchange cold, coughs, and germs with each other, which does what? Develop the immune system. So now there are essentially immunocompromised kids. Again, for entertainment purposes only. Don't do a strike down on this YouTube, because this is actually bona fide news, which is actually being shared in the mainstream media. So at least in the UK, so they're saying that is the connection. And this isn't conspiracy theory. This isn't made up. This is official.
That's science.
Science.
Because, believe it or not, when you're a kid, you play with other kids, you share. I mean, none of us think about it, but we share viruses, bacteria, all kinds of
absolutely. Kids are
pathogens.
Constantly licking things,
exactly,
things, scratching things, putting stuff in their mouth and all that kind of stuff, which we find revolting, but it develops the immune system. So what they've worked out, they've been like, oh my God, they've not had enough contact with germs. And they're also having speech difficulties as well, because the mouth has been covered for so long.
You know what else with it? Because families are getting overkill with killing bacteria and
Right.
everything, so they've got nothing
True.
in their homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
again,
completely
that's
sterile.
lowering their immunity system as well. So I think it's toxic. I think it's something in the food, some sort of you get things
Yeah.
sprayed, chemicals and stuff, and they don't have any resistance, and that's why I feel it has to do with something.
That's
food,
true.
Food
It's actually
associated.
caused by a virus, actually. Like they were saying on the UK news, I forget what the virus is, but they said it specifically. It's very common. And normally, if a child's immune system is developed, they might just get a runny eye or a
Yeah.
cough or whatever. But they say this particular virus affects immunocompromised people. So they're used to seeing
Really?
hepatitis like this in cancer patients or people who have had major surgery, not in children under
Yeah.
5. Yeah.
Interesting.
So again, for entertainment purposes only, we're sharing here and we're just updating each other in real time. And thank you for all these donations coming through, guys. So thank you, Christopher. Thank you, SCR. And thank you, Stephanie, as well. And of course, Catherine will thank you again. So shall we pull some cards on this and see what the cards say?
Sure.
Okay, so Spirit, what can you tell us?
But let's hear from Milou while we're doing.
Oh yeah,
Regarding
I
think you are correct, because I mean, yes, everyone stayed home. Nobody went to work. We kept our kids home from school. Yes, because when they go to school, if you notice, that's when they catch all kinds of stuff and they bring it home, and they share it with their teachers as well.
Yeah,
so,
but they need it.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised if their immune system is not developed to the point where they can handle the virus that you said they came down with. You know what I mean? Hepatitis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so no, I'm not surprised about that. I haven't heard anything about kids in this country. They said whatever they found, there was no connection between the vaccine and those kids developing.
Yeah, I don't feel it's got anything to do with vaccines nothing to do with COVID.
Right.
So, Lady G, what do you have in terms of cards? What's come up for you?
Well, in the center, we have the thing of so much illusory stuff going on and choices being made. The foundation of it is past. Of course, them getting together with kids in the past, which they had that. And above it, we have the sympathetic mother that's going to clean everything to Lord Jesus, where they've got nothing. Yeah, so this is the retreat. They're not going out, they're not playing. They've had these losses that are happening, and then this kind of thing, abuse, it's coming in, and it's something that you can't really fight against. And my last card is again, the offering with the cup. So something I keep feeling it has something to do with food or water or something to do with that nature.
I have one question. I'm sorry, Lady G, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Satya Tarot Consultants is saying something that makes sense. Hep B, I repeat, does not come from food or is airborne, because I have had it. It comes from contact. Yes, but what kind of hepatitis did they say those kids were having? Is it C or A or B?
They said hepatitis B. So just to put into context, because remember, people are getting different strands of news depending on which country they're in.
Yeah, and they're different. There's different strains of hepatitis.
Yeah.
Right. In the UK, we've got 115 cases in the UK, and unfortunately, many of those children have had to have liver transplants. Can you imagine? Yeah.
Really?
Right. Yes. This is not made up stuff. So what is the, they had an expert on, and they said, what is the children are coming into contact with a particular virus? Because you got to remember as well, like hepatitis and stuff, it's like a viral infection that you can either get from blood or feces or what have you. It's just that their immune systems, according to this expert, are not strong enough because they've been isolated. They've not had enough exposure.
Right.
So when it comes in, well, that's what they're saying in the UK. So I don't think it's connected with food or jabs or anything. It's their immune systems, because of lockdown, are not strong enough. Yeah, because kids are supposed to share germs, run, play, lick the wall, you know, all of that stuff. You see kids, they lick the handrail.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, supermarkets, but it develops their immune system. Yeah. But these are the cards that I've got. So we'll have to see. This could vary, of course, from country to country. But if we look here, look, 5 of Wands, which is a what? A conflict, a struggle, not being sure what outcome to choose. Yeah, divided opinions. So of course, this is like a cat amongst the pigeons, isn't it? Because if this is a phenomena, then we really need to kind of look at this. Now, look what comes in the obstacle position. It's the 2 of Cups. Now, what's the 2 of Cups about? It's about what? Relationships. Yeah, relationships, connecting with others. The children have not been able to connect with others. Look, what is it that children?
Yeah.
You look at the 5 of Wands. They're normally what? Interacting, mixing, playing. But look, they've not been able to make the usual connections and relationships that they would. Look at the next card here. It's the 5 of Cups. Do you see? So a lot of kids are what? Upset. And it's not just children. This is also talking about the emotional and psychological toll that these lockdowns have had on people. So many people have had huge bouts of loneliness, suicide, and of course, depression. What? Drink and drugs.
Depression,
Depression, here it is. But this is now actually happening to kids as well, which is, again, this is not normally an age group that has to worry about these things.
Yeah.
More information is on the way, and I'm a bit worried that we could maybe see an uptick in the cases. I hope not. But if we look here, 8 of Wands is about things speeding up.
Okay.
Information coming out. Things moving forward dramatically. Yeah, there's that element there. And my last card, now we don't have to take this literally, but look.
Yeah.
I've got the Death card that has come out. The outcome. So what? But if you think about it, it makes sense. This hepatitis is a very serious.
Oh my God! Yes.
Life-threatening disease. Yeah. So I think a lot of parents are going to be very concerned about this and about the spread.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's going to be. Look, this is not fear mongering, guys. We're just reading tarot cards here. Yeah, we're just reading the energies. So this is something that is a concern. One of the things I want to say though as well is these are the eclipses are happening. Yeah, in this axis, Aries, Libra. Aries deals with youth. It's the sign of youth. Okay. It's the first sign of the zodiac. It's the youngest.
Right.
Tends to deal literally with children. Yeah, children are definitely sort of like young up until maybe early puberty, if that, and then but it's a youthful energy. So we're going to see some interesting things happening. Anything else the two of you would like to add on that?
Nope, I was just looking it up, and it doesn't, again, doesn't make any sense. Why they're getting it?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any kind of sense.
And I can only speak from the UK. In America, the dynamics could be different as well. But there is a universal thing: is that we have all been under lockdown, haven't we? And very strange things have happened, things that have never happened in history before. So we're going to have the ripple effect, aren't we, of unanticipated consequences that
absolutely
we hadn't thought about before. Okay, let's try this next question then. So Katie, Putin's going to the G20 summit. How will this all work out with Biden being there? Oof! When's that? Can you give us a date, Katie? Remember, I've been drinking a lot of alcohol spritz.
Sometimes in May.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Could be a time for
mistaken. Yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah. Do you know?
Search.
Oh, I don't know. You want me to go? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
I'm going to search.
You know, there is something here. When I heard about this, Putin going, it feels like to me he's looking for an opportunity to meet with Biden, and Biden is not paying him any attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because we have to remember, Putin wants to be king of the world, and it's not happening. Right now, he feels like he's in a corner. He is too proud to bow out, and he's arrogant. So, and I feel Biden is going to go. Putin is going to look like the pariah that he is on the world stage, you know. And depending on when this is in May, like you were saying, I'm just being reminded right now. There is something I feel that's happening with his military, and I predicted that last week. I wouldn't be surprised if they turn on one another, and this thing just petered out, just die off. I heard in the news last night that the Russian soldiers were turning on one another. Anyone else have heard that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It was
no,
in the news.
I've heard of that in the UK, but go on, yeah.
Okay, I predicted it last week that it would happen. It's happening. I feel there's going to be some kind of something that they're turning on each other. They become so dysfunctional they can no longer fight. And then this thing just, the only thing he can continue doing is lob missiles at Ukraine. But there is something else that's developing as well. The Ukrainians are, and I feel it's a mixture of Russians attacking and setting on fire they're setting a whole bunch of fires in Russia. I don't know how many of you have heard of that, but I feel Putin is looking to talk to Biden, and Biden is not going to give him the time of day because Biden wants to kill his military in Ukraine. That's my prediction. Did I answer the question? I'm sorry. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Just to give a little context here. So what I've looked here, this is on the Bloomberg website. So Ukraine and Russia presidents accept Indonesia's G20 invite. So this is Zelensky and Putin potentially under
the same rule.
At the same conference. So this is dated 29th of April, 2022 at 10:24 BST. Yeah. So, and it doesn't give the date. President Ukraine. Oh, no. In November. It's happening in November. Here we are.
Oh, so this thing can change.
Yeah.
I may be right.
Could be, yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of the same things you are, Milo, with the cards.
What do you have, Lady G? So it's saying
underneath of it all, I've got his slice and dice attitude that he's been having. But we have the kind of the troops are getting tired. They're getting wore out and trying to figure out a way forward. They're kind of getting stressed about it because they know he's about the money. Of concern is the ongoing fighting, and this is coming to that stressor point, the 10. And they are having sleepless nights. They're having all this drama that's happening and trying to figure a way forward. So I think that just the Russian troops are just, wore out. They're coming to the end of their rope with things. In the center of it, we have him with his wish fulfilling things,
Right.
wanting to bring back the past as usual. We have the Empress. He wants to, again, reunite Russia and be a czar.
Yeah.
So we have into it, lovers, the people that are involved with it. And the challenge is this infighting that's still going on with it. Hopes and fears. He wants to be the czar. And the outcome is new information is going to be coming out. So, I think, again, his time is coming to its limit, and they're just wore out, the Russian troops. And, they do have a few out there, the gung-ho thing, with liberate
the crazies.
stuff. But overall, they're seeing that this is not what we were told.
Yep. Exactly.
Just so you know, Lady G, your sound was just a little bit choppy for a little bit, and but it's come back. I've got some interesting cards here, and then we've got a next question coming up about Stacey Abrams, so we'll move that onto the next one. So in regards of this G20 summit, I mean, what a showdown. So scheduled for November in Indonesia. Wow. One thing as well, actually, in fact, I'll get to the last card and then I'll talk a little bit about Putin's chart. Yeah, because I'm seeing a strong correlation here. So here, first card, King of Wands. What's that about? This is about a man that is dynamic, initiating, a business person, who wants to go out into the world and make things happen. So this is obviously Putinchka, yeah? He sees himself riding on his horseback, undoing the buttons, all that, rubbish.
The show?
Exactly, showing off his little man boobs, So here he is sitting there, wanting to be astride the world stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the next card. We have our friend, the Eight of Swords again. So just before that was the King of Wands. Here we have the Eight of Swords. So
what is that?
Look, it's come in the obstacle position. Isn't this obvious? Sometimes the cards are so clear, aren't they? Putin is in a bind.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And deservedly so, because he's committed war crimes, and what the Russian troops and stuff have done is just horrific.
Horrendous. Yeah.
Absolutely horrific. We're not saying that, that the Ukrainians haven't done anything themselves or whatever, because, there'll be some troll who'll be like, well, what about the other side? Right. Look, we've seen the footage now. We've seen it all. We know what's going on. It is horrific. Yeah, we can't defend it. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But that's what's binding Putin. But look, we have the Hierophant that comes out. Another major arcana card here. No, there's first major arcana card, but significant. So if you think about it, what does the Hierophant represent? The Hierophant represents the order, the accepted order of things, traditions, rules, regulations, spirituality, all these different things, yeah? Right. But it also represents government. What's been happening with Putin? All the governments around the world have pretty much unified against him. Now, we know there's question marks over India and China and whatever, but, they're positioning themselves, on the global stage, and they're looking at a little bit of cheap oil and a bit of cheap coal, they're in the bargain bucket because they know Russia's in the bind, because Europe is, and what is he done? He's turned off the taps, just in case you guys may not know this. Putin has cut off the gas to Poland and Bulgaria. But it's already backfired because Poland is like, we've got storage and we're going to get our stuff in from America. So bye, honey.
That's right. Yeah. And the other European countries are looking for new ways to just walk away from them. This guy has created major problems for himself.
Yeah, I guess Poland has gotten ready for this. Poland is good. So Bulgaria is the difficulty with this.
Yeah, I'm sure they will find a way to help them.
Yeah, they'll find a way around it. And somebody was asking what this deck is. It's the Byzantine deck.
The Byzantine deck. Brilliant. And by the way, thank you. And by the way, we've just been joined by over 1,000 people. So thank you guys.
Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised. But, so thank you guys for joining us. And I hope you're enjoying the show. I mean, I think we're really getting deep into some stuff here. So let me just finish off the last two cards. So here we are, emotions. Emotions are flowing for Putinshka, yeah, because here we are, we've got the Queen of Cups. But also as well, the Queen of Cups, she can also deal with not only emotions and all that kind of stuff, but she can deal with secrets as well. She has that cup, yeah, she has that cup. So she is the bearer of secrets. So there could be stuff that by the time we reach November, that could be really quite tricky for Putin. And look at the outcome card. I call this one Page of Cups, Stinky Fish. Stinky Fish. So something is going on. So what it could emerge is, in the more general sense, there could be a message that comes out of the G20 that we either find as a surprise or we don't like. But in the context of Putin, he is not going to like this outcome. If he goes, he's obviously going to be what? The pariah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And there's more. When
I'm going to be singing his praises when he gets there. I can guarantee that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Absolutely. And I've done his chart, as many of my membership would know. And if you've got a chance, click on, and maybe I can try and add it on. But Putin's fortunes really do start to take a dip, or he's having a change of fate, let's put it that way, in November, according to his chart. And now it's just been confirmed that he's said on paper that he's going to attend. And we've got Stinky Fish at the outcome. So, let's see what happens, folks. But it's not going to be comfortable for him. And look at that.
No.
Look what's at the base. 8 of Cups, walking away.
Wow.
It's going to have to end.
Oh, yeah.
Something have to end.
The thing is, I just don't see this thing lasting. And like I said, they're going to turn on each other. And that thing is just, he's losing his military. And he's not going to be able to continue on. That's the way I'm getting this.
We'll have to see what happens. Many compliments coming in for the head.
Well, thank you, everyone.
So, believe it or not, we've got time for one more question, and then that's it. It's gone so quick. So let's ask about Stacey Abrams. So what do we have here? Let me just, G Vega, do you see Stacey Abrams winning the governor race in Georgia against Steele at the election? Brian Kemp. Ooh.
I think she's going to make it.
Let's see. All right. Yeah, you think she's going to make it, yeah?
Yeah. Because, I'm seeing her climbing a stage. Well, the only thing I have to be careful with this, Republicans are setting everything up so they can cheat. The only way she will lose. The last time, you know why she lost? Because he cheated. And the same thing may repeat. But this time, I feel it's going to be more difficult. They can still pull it off. But
we'll see if the Seven of Swords turns up. If the Seven of Swords turns up, then we know people are gonna try and cheat. But if it doesn't, she could be all right.
Oh, yeah. But I feel this time it's going to be more difficult. It's not going to be as easy as it was the last time.
Yeah, they're aware of it now, and they know that the Republic uglies are going to do anything they can.
Oh,
so,
for
sure.
Lady G, what do you have?
Well, in the center of it, I did a short read with this one. We have the exchange that's happened. We have looking at the past, and above it, her high ideals, the star, high ideals. And also this could be the Trumpian thing. This is also my card for Trump, the star.
Right.
So,
one more thing. I'm sorry.
No,
that
that's okay.
January 6th televised thing that's going to happen, it's going to have a major impact on those elections as well.
Exactly. When that stuff starts coming out, their
Yes.
little peepers are going to start opening a bit.
Yeah.
Kind of shut to this point, but they're going to
Yeah.
have a little water and they're going to start to open a little.
Yeah.
Glued shut. More like nailed shut, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
going into it, we have the Page of Swords, which is again spy in the camp, could do with the January 6th things coming forward, information coming forward, and she's just standing strong. Countess of the energy. She is strong and she's going forward. And I think she's going to pull it out. They're going to try to take it from her, of course, but she's going to pull it out.
Well, very interesting. I get the Page of Swords as well, Lady G. Yeah, I get the Page of Swords as well. But if we look here, for me, in a way, it's like a combination of Stacey Abrams has come through, but also the Republican Party as well, the GOP. So I'm just going to read it as this blending of these energies, because, it is technically a purple state now, I suppose, really.
Yeah.
Georgia. So here, I think, so I've got the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is not liking the options on the table. So if we read this on both sides, this cuts both ways. Stacey Abrams knows that this is going to be some deep down, dirty fight.
Oh, yeah.
Going
She
on.
knows.
Deep and dirty fighting, but I think she's ready. But also, well, this is the GOP as well, because they're thinking, dang, who are we going to put up against this woman? Everyone knows we fleeced her last time. So they're not liking the options on the table, because how else are they, going to steal? So if we look here, look at the obstacle position. Three of Pentacles. Now, this is about what? Community, collaborating with others, but this can sometimes mean dark money. So we've got the double meaning again.
Right.
Stacey Abrams is going to have to use all of the funding that she can, and she's literally going to have to use her community to come out and vote for her. Yeah, because she's also led that community effort. But when we look at this from the GOP perspective, they might be worried about how are they going to fundraise? Where is their community that's going to stand? Because she's obviously, everyone knows she was wronged.
Right.
And like they say, wronged, whatever. And she is ready to what? Fight.
Yep.
Page of Swords, spy in the camp as well. So here, what this says to me is that Stacey Abrams, she's like, you are not doing that to me again.
Not again. Yeah.
Yeah, we all know what happened, but I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to stand up there. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm just going to rip the you-know-what out of this. Yeah. But this is also, the Republicans are like, what can we do? What can we do to sabotage her? Is there any dirt? Is there anything, any sword that we can throw in her way? Yeah. So here, then we get the King of Swords. Now, this is really interesting, because the King of Swords is about, the intellect, the mind, fair judgment, legality, and stuff like that. And in many ways, to me, because as Lady G knows as well, you don't always have to go specifically with the gender of the card. Exactly. Just because this is the King of Swords, this for me is actually Stacey Abrams. Why? She's highly intelligent, highly strategic, very sharp mind. Yep. She wants this to be a free and fair election, but you don't mess around with the King of Swords at the same time. So if you look here, there's two sets of swords here. So both are preparing for battle. And I think with the outcome card here, which is the Two of Wands, let me make sure that is, no, it's the Three of Wands, pardon. Okay. Now, this is really interesting, because this is about waiting for one ship to come in. Mm-hmm. And I think this is actually more on Stacey's side. I think she is doing the preparation as best she can. And then on the day, she has to see if her ships will come in.
Right.
So for me, I feel that's actually quite optimistic. I certainly hope she does it. What I would say is, because there's no guarantees in politics, but it's going to be very hard to steal it from her this time. I would say that much.
Oh yeah, I agree, 100%.
Exactly.
Wow. My goodness. So anything to add to that? Because we've come to the end of the show. Can you believe it?
Unfortunately, it went by really fast.
I need to try and get some sleep after this 3 a.m. cab.
Oh, you forgot. Oh my God.
It's 3 a.m.
You gotta be up.
Really?
My cab is coming to me in 2 hours.
Oh my God. All right.
And then I'm going to be in Sicily. So a quick shout out as well.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Safe trip, Edie. Safe
Enjoy.
journey. She's in the room next door. And also a shout out as well to Sally. So Sally's hosting me in Sicily. So I'll try and get a Sicily video in.
You'll have to let us know how great the food is there.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I love arancini.
One thing I would love to have real Italian food. Now, I did have one place when I was in Spain they were from Italy, and they made the best pizza I've ever had in my life. It was so fabulous. So you're going to love it.
Well, Sally says she's got some food waiting for me, and she's American, but she's got Italian blood, and she said all the the nonnas are going to be there doing kind of stuff. So I just can't wait. I need to gain a few pounds. Whatever they feed me, I'm just going to eat it in.
I can imagine.
Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Over 1,000 of you. That is wonderful. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you, Milou, as well, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. It was a pleasure. And thank you as well, Lady G, bringing again your skills and talents with the tarot, and of course, fabulous style with this dramatic haircut. And if anyone wants to follow or subscribe to Milou's channel or Lady G's channel, the information is in the description. And of course, if you've enjoyed this as well, feel free to like and subscribe and share. That was a great show. I think we covered quite a lot of in-depth things, didn't we? So let's see what happens next time. We should have Diane back next time as well. But again, Milou, if you're free and you fancy another jump in, you're always welcome on the channel. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
I really enjoy having the get-togethers with you, Milou.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's great fun. It's great fun because it brings a different dynamic, doesn't it? So,
all right.
So we will end it there, folks. We will see you next week, next Saturday.
Have a great trip.
I think.
Okay. Have a great trip, Hogarth. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye,
Thank
Lady G. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Love and light. Yeah, you're going to have